Russia's top military commander says the US could strike Iran after completing its campaigns in Iraq and Afghanistan. General Nikolai Makarov was speaking to journalists in Moscow about defence, Russia's military reform and relations with NATO and the US. Well, RT's Yulia Bukova joins us now in Moscow with more details on this. Yulia, what has led up to General Makarov's statements about the US striking Iran? Could you give us the details on that?
Yes, Alice, the chief of Russia's military general staff, Nikolai Makarov, has just held a press conference. This is the first press conference this year, and it generated much media coverage. About tens of journalists attended this press conference. This is probably because the start of the year was particularly fruitful in terms of the news coming from the military sector. And first of all, it regards the news inside the country, like an adoption of a new military doctrine on the 5th of February, adopted by President Medvedev, and also news from abroad, like a new potential threat to Russia and new challenges that the country is now facing and what the country needs to do in terms of such new threats. And earlier Makarov said that the American anti-missile shield targeted Russia despite the official statements coming from the United States, and it poses a threat to its national security, and of course the capability can weaken Russia's missile capability. And today General Makarov said that the deployment of Patriot missile system in Poland by no means is aimed against Iran, and he knows which country it is aiming at, and he of course means Russia, and he says that it poses a threat to Russia's national security. He also said that he doesn't rule out the possibility that the US could deliver a strike against Iran, and now the US is conducting military operations in Afghanistan and Iraq, and Iran may become its new target. Let's listen to what he has to say.
The U.S. military have clearly outlined their plans to strike Iran, if necessary. But they also realize that they are currently fighting two wars and will not be able to cope with a third. They will strike Iran only if they first conclude their campaigns in Iraq or Afghanistan.
We just heard what Nikolai Makarov, the head of Russia's military general staff, was saying. But yesterday, the president of Iran, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, also said that Iran's position in terms of any possible threat to its national security will be quite tough. Let's listen to what he had to say.
If new sanctions are imposed, we'll react like never before. We won't try to negotiate or explain anything. Our response will make those who impose the sanctions regret their action, and they will be ashamed.
Yulia, General Makarov also talked about the strategic arms reduction treaty, didn't he, that's currently being developed between Russia and the US. So what were the concerns he voiced here?
Well, Alice, you know that the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty is 97% ready. That's according to Nikolai Makarov. And the only thing left to agree to is the connection between offensive nuclear weapons and NATO's defensive systems deployed in Eastern Europe. And let me just give you some background. Earlier, the United States said it would we have deployed its missiles in the Czech Republic and Poland. This was a plan initially introduced by George W. Bush. And now they changed their decision and said they would deploy its missile before they scrapped their plan to deploy missiles in the Czech Republic and Poland. They now say that they will deploy their missile defense shield in Bulgaria and Romania, which really came as a complete surprise to Russia, and some experts are saying that this is a new step towards probably not improving the relations between the two countries, but different concerns about further relations between the two. And Russia is saying that it will not agree to a new treaty until it feels that all of its interests have been satisfied. And of course, well, the decision of the United States, Russia now can retaliate. And all eyes are, of course, on Russia, how it will respond to a new threat that is posed to its national security. And earlier experts were saying that probably the US scrapped its plans to deploy in the Czech Republic and Poland because of some economic reasons, or probably because of Russia's response to deploy Iskander missiles in Kaliningrad. So we're still waiting for Russia's response to this.
Okay, Yulia, many thanks for that. That was RT's Yulia Bukova there reporting from central Moscow.